Hey guys, happy World Milk Day. We're here at Michigan Farm Bureau with the Farm Science Lab. My name's Alex Schnabelrock, and I have the honor to work for 40,000 Michigan farmers across the state and 200,000 of our Michigan insurance customers. We're really excited to celebrate today as part of Dairy Discovery's 24-hour live channel. And just wanted to start off giving you a little background about who we are and what we do. We're a Michigan company providing for and protecting Michiganders like you and our neighbors. As part of Michigan Farm Bureau, we have the Michigan Foundation for Agriculture, which is a 501c3 nonprofit that positively contributes to the future of Michigan through educational and leadership programming. And part of that programming, you'll see behind me, is the Farm Science Lab. We're excited to be live here today, practicing social distancing, but still giving you a sneak peek in these labs and learn a little bit more about some great resources that we have on hand to celebrate World Milk Day and every day as we live in an awesome agricultural state with tons of fantastic farmers and tons of fantastic Michigan food. So with that, let's head on in and I'll tell you a little bit more about the Farm Science Lab. So welcome to the Farm Science Lab. We are in a 40-foot mobile classroom, and we actually have two of these labs that travel across the state. They are booked solid during the school year. Right now, they're missing students, just like many of you are missing being in the classroom, and many of our teachers are missing those students as well. But usually, when we pull in to a school, you'll see lab stations and iPads at all of these stations, and we have 25 to 30 students in a class. We start with kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade and host hands-on STEM lessons, so science, technology, engineering, mathematics, that have an agricultural theme. So you'll see all over the walls we've got lots of great food that is grown in Michigan and great facts about that. But then you'll also see we set up just a few lessons here, and typically when we're at schools, we have an educator up front and students at each lab station that are doing hands-on experiments. And so those are set up throughout the Farm Science Lab, and students get to feel and touch and try on agriculture and learn about agricultural careers. The great thing about the Farm Science Lab is that it brings a field trip actually to your school. So no permission slips, no transportation budget. It's a field trip that comes to your school. And we rotate throughout the day and bring lots of different classrooms through and enjoy connecting kids to where their food comes from. Over the past 3 years that we've had the Farm Science Lab, over 45,000 students have been through this classroom, and over 1,800 educators have been touched by our programming just through the Farm Science Lab. And Farm Science Lab is part of Michigan Agriculture in the Classroom. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but we have awesome resources, whether you are a parent trying to figure out how you manage through this stay-at-home, stay-safe order, and how you provide some great hands-on fun activities for your kids, or you just are looking for something to do at a community event to get people interacting with food and where their food comes from. So we'll talk more about that later and show you more about the website so you can access those. The best part, it's all free, and it's all because of farmers who care about you and want to make sure that you have fun resources to do with your kids. So we'll talk more about that later. But over the next 45 minutes to an hour, buckle up, because we are going to do a Milk 5 Senses test with some kids outside. We're going to do a dairy versus beef match game, talk about some careers in farming and agriculture, do another cheese taste test, talk about some Michigan-grown resources and how to get Michigan-grown, Michigan-great foods right here from our state and farmers that care. We're going to do all that while we social distance. So we're excited that you're here. We wish you could be here in person, but we're excited that you're tuning in on World Milk Day to celebrate with us. So with that, head on with me and we'll go talk to Katie.
Well, hello there. My name is Katie Eisenberger, and I work in our high school and collegiate programs here at Michigan Farm Bureau. And I have two helpers with me today that are going to help us with the Milk 5 Census Lab. And if you're following along with us, you can look at the lab sheet that's linked below. But I'm going to have our helpers introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Evan.
Evan, in what grade are you in?
5th grade,
Soon to be in 6th. And where do you go to school? Byron Elementary. All right, and then over to my right, can you say real nice and loud, what is your name? Put your hands down by your side and look at the camera. Look at Mr. Tony. May, and how old are you, May? 4. 4, and you're gonna have a birthday this month? Yeah. And you're going to be 5. Awesome. Well, I am glad that you're joining me today. And in front of them, they have 3 different types of milk. And so when we look at this, we are going to just observe and kind of be scientists today. And do you know what scientists do? They observe and they look at different factors or different, for your case, milk. And so what we're going to look at is the, based on our 5 senses, we're going to observe our milk. So what are our 5 senses? And if you need to look at the lab sheet, you can. Evan, give me one of the 5 senses. Taste. Okay, give me another one. Taste and smell. May, what is another type of one of the 5 senses? You can hear something. And touch something. And what's the last one? Did we say taste? So we have hear, or sorry, we have look at it. So we're going to look at it. We're going to touch it. We're going to smell it. We're going to hear it to see if it makes any sounds. And then we're going to taste it. All right? Are you guys up for the challenge? Okay. All right. So let's look at, what color do you want to start with?
I'll start with red.
Red? All right. Let's pick up your red cups. Can you look at your red cup? All right. When you look at it, do you see anything special about it?
There's really no bubbles.
There's no bubbles. Can you tell me what else? What color is it, May?
It's white.
It's white, okay. And then what about if, we're not going to touch it actually, but if we were to touch it, what do you think it would feel like? Water? Liquid? Wet? Yeah, okay. How about you guys smell it? Can you smell it for me? What does it smell like? Kind of smells almondy. Okay. May, what does it smell like for you? Does it smell like milk? Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's put our ears to it. What do you hear? Is it making any sounds? No sounds? Okay, well that's good. If it started mooing, would that be kind of crazy? Yeah, that would be kind of funny, wouldn't it? And our last one, we get to taste it. So I want you to taste it. Take a little sip for me. And tell me, what does it taste like? You think it's almond milk? What does it taste like to you, May?
I think it tastes like yucky.
Oh, it tastes like yucky milk? Okay, all right. There you go. Okay, excuse me. May, what color do you want to pick, the blue or the yellow one? Blue. All right, let's look at our blue one and we'll go through this. So let's look at it first. Tell me, what do you see?
I see some bubbles.
There's some bubbles in this one.
This one looks kind of more white.
It looks more white than the last one? Okay. How about you smell it? What does it smell like?
Kind of
Like
like chips.
chips? Okay. Can you hear anything? Does this one moo or make any sounds? Just the wind from outside? All right, let's taste this one. Take a big gulp for me. What do you think? Tastes like what? Water. Tastes okay?
Yeah, water. If you put milk and water together and just mixed it up and cold.
Put milk and water and mix it up, that's what it would taste like, according to Evan. All right. So last one is our yellow cup. So let's take the yellow one and let's look at it. In comparison to the other ones, is it more white or less white?
Looks a little bit like the
Same white, okay. Let's smell it. What does it smell like? Milk, okay. Listen to it. Make sure this one doesn't have any special sounds. The wind, okay, and then let's taste it. Take a nice big drink for me.
It's not whole milk, but it's 2%.
You think it's 2%? Okay, all right, well, I will give you the answers. In your red cup, you have whole milk, okay? How many of you each of you like whole milk? Whole milk, yes. That's what you drink is whole milk. There you go. Whole milk is 3.5 milk fat and is the closest way it comes from the cow before processing. And in your blue, any guess on what type of milk the blue cup was? Skim milk. Yep, that was skim milk or fat-free. You could also call it non-fat. Contains no more than 0.2% milk fat. And our last one, anybody have a guess on what the last one was? The yellow one? Maybe almond. Do you have any guesses, May? Okay, that was actually UHT milk. So it's rapidly heated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit for 4 seconds, and then it can be stored and transported at 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, here's the cool thing. All of these milks that you tried have the 9 essential nutrients. Their fat content is just a little different, and the way that we pasteurize them, okay?
So this one's pasteurized. I'm assuming that's 2%.
They're all pasteurized, just in maybe just a little different way. Yep. There you go. Good job. All right. Any other last words on your milks? No? What one was your favorite? What color was your favorite? The red one? What was your favorite? The blue one. All right. Good deal. Well, now we are going to pass it over to Tonya, who's going to be doing the dairy and beef match game. All right. I know.
All right, thanks, Katie. I'm Tonya Ritter, and I work for Michigan Farm Bureau with our Education Leadership Development programs. I'm really excited to be here today to share a little bit about dairy because I'm actually also a dairy farmer. We have a dairy farm in Byron, Michigan, and I have some helpers here with me today. We're going to do a little match game about beef and dairy cows and the products that come from them. So first of all, I think you've already met Evan. Evan is actually my son, and he knows a lot about dairy farming. And you've already met May, right? And over here, can you introduce yourself? You're Riley. Keep your dress down. Keep your dress down. This is Riley. And over here, we have Gage. All right, so these kids are going to help me to play a game, but we're going to learn a little bit about farms to start, all right? So first of all, I want to start with a question, and older boys, you get to help out too, okay? Raise your hand if you would, so that way I know if you've got an idea and you want to make a comment, okay? First of all, what is something that we need to live? What is something we need to live? You want to get us started, Gage? We need the air. Yes. Yes. All right. I'm going to go to Evan, but girls, I'm ready for you to give me an answer. Evan. We need water. Yes. What else do we need to live? Cinnamon? Oh, that is really good on French toast, right? We need food, don't we? Yeah. May, do you have anything? What do we need to live? We need a house? We need a house. We need shelter. Yes, we need all of those things to live. But where do we get those products, those things that we use every day. Do you know where they come from? Gage thinks he knows. Air, yes, from the trees, right? That is very, very helpful. Evan, I saw your hand up. Where do we get these products? You can get wood for the houses from trees as well. Yep. Where do you think we get the eggs from that make our French toast, Riley?
Chicken.
From chickens, yes. Okay, so my next question is, where do chickens live? May?
In a shelter with some chicken food.
They live in a shed, maybe a chicken coop with some chicken food? But then what is that place called that chicken coop is on?
As a farm.
It's a farm, yes. Yes, so we have a lot of products that we use every day that grow on farms, right? Even trees grow on farms, right? And we also have some farms that are more like Christmas trees, and those are considered farms as well. So a lot of the products that we use every day come from farms. What's another thing when we think about dairy products? What's another thing that you would find on a farm that would give us a dairy product? May?
We grow grow some
Plants are on farms, yep. What are those big black and white things that we have on our farm, Evan? Cows. We have cows on the farm. And a lot of times when we're teaching in the farm science, and horses, yeah. So a lot of times when we're teaching lessons in the farm science lab, the animals are the first things that the students will talk about that they know about on farms, right? And so we really like our dairy cows, but there's a couple of different kinds of cows. Do you guys know another kind of cow other than a dairy cow? Hold on a minute, let me go over here. Gage? A beef cow. Well, thank you. We're gonna do a little matching game with dairy and beef cows. All right, so thank you for setting me up ever so nicely, Gage. I appreciate it. What we're gonna do, oh girls, stay in your circles. Stay in your circles. We're gonna move in just a minute. Okay, all right. Now, boys, I know this is a little harder for you to see, but I have a picture of a dairy cow, right? Miss May? Picture of a dairy cow, right? See this dairy cow? You see it? All right, and I have a picture of a beef cow. You got it? You know what it looks like? Yeah? What comes from a beef cow? Some beef, yeah. Sometimes beef comes from beef cows, right? That makes a lot of sense. What about dairy? What kind of products come from dairy? Mr. Evan? Milk and yogurt. All right, sounds like we've got some really good teams lined up. We have great skill sets here. So let me explain the rules before we're gonna move, okay? And then when I say go, you're gonna move to your spots, and then I will say go, and we're gonna start the competition, okay? So first of all, there's some bins here. One of them has a dairy cow, one of them has a beef cow, and I'm gonna put a dairy cow in one of these bins and a beef cow in the other bin. Now your job is going to be to sort out the products that come from a dairy cow or a beef cow, all right? So Evan and May, you guys are gonna be a team, and Riley and Gage, you will be a team, okay? And there are cards, you can see the cards sitting right there by Evan's spot and by Gage's spot. Those cards are turned over and they have different products on them that you need to bring over here and put into these bins. So for example, I have a sour cream. Which bin does the sour cream one go in? Evan? In the dairy cow. So I would put it right here in the dairy cow bin. I have another great dairy product, cottage cheese. May, where would that one go? Think the dairy bin? Yep. Okay. All right. So here's the one other part of the game that's going to be really important. Evan and Gage, I'm going to ask you guys to move back to the X's. Okay, can you guys slide back to the X? Now you are going to be Riley and May's helpers and figuring out which box to put it in, okay? Riley and May, you guys are going to head right over to the squares. Can you head to the square? May, over to that square. Riley to this square, okay? Good job. All right, don't pick up a card yet. Wait. Okay, so you're going to pick up a card in a moment. When I say go, you'll pick up a card, show it to your partner so you know which bin to put it in, right? Remember, we've got a beef cow and we have a dairy cow. Okay, we're going to get them sorted out. And this is a game. Speed is involved. Okay? So we need to get really quick answers and hustle them over and then run back and get your next card and then you get to go again. All right, are you ready? Do we understand the game? Any questions? We're good? We got it? Riley and May, you're the runners. You got to have this. Okay. All right, go. No, Riley, grab a card and show Gage. Just hold it up right there from your box. Stay in your box. Show it to Gage. All right, come on over and put it in the right box. There you go. Good job. Go get another card. Riley, ask Gage, which one does it go in? Beef. Hurry, quick, fast. Right here. Oh, put it in your box. Right there. Okay. Which one's the dairy cow, Riley? Good job, good job. How are we doing? Okay. All right, come on, we're down to the wire. Put it in there. Hurry, Riley. Quick. Oh, by a hair. May and Evan won. All right. Good job. I appreciate you guys doing that activity with us. And how are we on time? We're good? All right, so we just learned a little bit about dairy products and about beef products, and we're so glad that our helpers were here to help us sort out some products that come from dairy and beef cows. But next we are going to head over to Katie, and I think Katie's going to talk with us about careers, right? Careers that we might find in agriculture. So we're going to head on over to Katie, and thank you all for joining us today.
All right, well, hello, welcome back to the Farm Science Lab. I would love to show you some resources. So a couple of different resources that we have on our Michigan Ag in the Classroom or Michigan Agriculture in the Classroom website. And so I want to take you there first and just kind of run through what kind of resources we have available. Whether you're a teacher, you're home with your children this summer, just looking for some activities. If you volunteer with youth, we have a variety of resources here available. One of the resources that is near and dear to my heart is agriculture careers and helping students realize that their passions and their interests can have a job or a career in agriculture. So whether you grew up on a dairy farm or grew up in agriculture or not, we love to show how we can take your interests and a career in agriculture could be your next step after you're done with high school or college or technical school, whatever that looks like. So I want to show you where you can find those. And so if you go into our Educator Center and then scroll down to Be Agriculture Careers, it's going to take you to this page. And on this page, there's several different opportunities. If you work with youth and want a how-to guide on how to incorporate ag careers into your program or your classroom or your career fair, how to set up a career fair, how to set up a career panel, then that resource is provided in our volunteer resource guide. And then as you scroll down, we have 9 different career conversations that we call them. And so what you can do is read through the description, and it will kind of give you some ideas of, for example, the be business minded. Are you a natural leader? Do you enjoy coordinating people, finances, activities? Then maybe being in business might be a career path for you, and how to help people, whether they're dairy farmers or beef farmers, or they work in agriculture, how they can have a profitable business. And so you're going to click on this link, and it's going to take you to our Michigan Farm Bureau YouTube page, and it'll be about a half an hour career panel talking to 3 or 4 different industry leaders in that area. And so you can see we have a whole list. Be the Caregiver is about how to care for animals. Be Scientific is that interest, if you have an interest in science. There we go. So you can follow along there. We have Be the Process, so food systems. If you love to work with food, maybe chef, culinary, health department, like working with the health side of it, nutrition. Be Constructive, those heavy machineries. All of those we want you to check out on our Be Agriculture career panels, and you can find that on the Michigan Ag in the Classroom website. The other resources that we have available are really cool. This is an awesome one for educators. And so if you're an educator, and if you go to the Educator Center again, you're going to go down to Michigan Lessons. And once you click there, you're going to come to this page. And this page has taken a ton of agriculture in the classroom lessons and broken it down by topic area and then by grades in each of the subject areas, and they all are matched up with Michigan education standards. And so you can look through here, anything from fainting goats to Christmas trees, great around Christmas. There's some poetry in there, the cow in Patrick O'Shanahan's kitchen. So some really cool resources that you can use to help teach your little ones about agriculture specific to Michigan. Some great dairy ones on there that you can get in and click on and check out. So make sure that you take some time, and I'll go back to the web page again. It's miagclassroom.org. And so spend some time on there to check out everything that we have available for you. And if you can't find something but you need something, contact us and we'd be happy to help you out. With that, we are going to pass it on. I think I'm going back to Tonya for some cheese tasting. So thanks so much. Oh.
Okay, so now we have learned a little bit about careers that might be involved in the dairy industry and agriculture. We are going to do another taste test because there are so many wonderful dairy products that we consume all the time, but sometimes when we eat, we really don't think a whole lot about our 5 senses and really understand the things that we eat. So we're going to do a taste test on some cheese. Now, first of all, I want to understand if you guys are hungry. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Gage, you just confessed you were hungry earlier, and you're going to eat all that cheese when we're done, right? All right. Okay, what is your favorite kind of cheese, Gage? Cheddar. Cheddar. Miss Riley, what's your favorite kind of cheese? That kind? Yeah, are you ready to try it? Okay. All right, we're going to do a few things before we put it in our mouth, though, okay? So our first step, and I probably should remind folks at home, we do have, I think in the comment section, our Cheese 5 Senses lab sheet. And our participants also have a lab sheet. Actually, Gage, you don't, but you're not going to fill it out anyway. I just want you to see it, okay? The Cheese 5 Senses lab sheet. We are going to, first of all, we're going to take a look at the cheese. And I want you to look at the yellow plate to start. Take a look at that cheese. What's one thing you observe about that, Gage? It's orange and white, yeah. It looks different than the other 2 cheeses you have on your table, doesn't it? Right. What about you, Riley? What about the cheese on the yellow plate? What do you see about it? It's white and yellow? Yeah? Yeah, what's the shape of that cheese? It's in the shape of a square because somebody cut it that way, right? Yep. Okay, so I want you to take one piece of cheese and set it off your plate, like right on the tablecloth, because we're not going to eat this one. I want you to, nope, one of the, yep. Now I want you to squeeze that cheese, okay? Feel it. Squeeze it a little. What does it feel like? This is the one you're not going to eat, so leave it off the plate. It's squishy, isn't it? Yeah. But it's still kind of firm, right? Yeah. What do you think, Riley? What does it feel like? It's kind of squishy, isn't it? Okay, let's set that one down that we put our hands all over. We're not going to eat that one, okay? What about smell? Actually, why don't we grab that same one and do the smell test, okay? Put it right up to your nose and smell it. What does it smell like, Riley? Smells like cups. Smells like cups. Gage, what do you think it smells like? Smells like cheese. The obvious answer. All right. Okay, now the next test we're going to do, and you know what? Gage, take a couple pumps of this hand sanitizer because we're going to put stuff in your mouth. Okay? All right. Now, Miss Riley, put your hands right out. There you go. Okay, clean those hands up for me. All right. So our next step, we're going to make sure your hands are clean. Next step is we're going to try this, but I want you to use 2 senses at one time and pick a piece that's not the one off your plate. Take one off the plate, okay? Yep, grab one. Nope. Just hold on to it. Hold on to it. Be ready. I want you to use your senses to listen if there's any sounds while you eat it. But then I also want you to use your sense of taste, okay? Can you do that for me? Are you ready? Go. No, put it in your mouth. See if you can hear anything. What does it taste like? Did you hear anything when you were chewing? It didn't sound anything? Didn't squeak on your teeth maybe? No? Okay, what about taste? It tastes good? Tastes good. Did you like how it tasted? All right, we're gonna step to the next plate. Let's go to the red plate. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing. Pick a piece off the plate. All right, first, what do you see about that cheese? It's completely orange. Yeah, what do you see? Is it also a square, Riley? It's a square. Oh, you're on to our next step. What does it feel like? Is it as squishy as the last one? It's a little bit firmer. It's not quite as squishy as the last cheese. It might be a little bit firmer. Yep, it might be. Now let's take that piece that you have in your hands and let's smell it. What does it smell like? It smells like cheese. Gage, give me a little more there. What else does it smell like? You don't think you have any idea? Can you even maybe smell a little bit of milk or nothing? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, sometimes we smell different things. All right, set that piece down and pick a new one off your plate. Remember, we're going to use 2 senses at once here. I want you to use your sense of hearing, right? And your sense of taste. Okay? Put it in your mouth. Listen and taste. Did it have any sound at all? Did it have a sound? No? What did it taste like, Riley? It tastes like cheese? Well, I'm really glad. Did it taste different than the last cheese? What was different about it? What was different, Riley? It was softer when you chewed it? Yeah? What was different else? What else was different as far as taste? Yeah? Did it taste different because of that? Yeah? What would you call it? Would you call it sharper? Spicier? No? None of those? Okay, let's get to the last one. I'm trying to get it out of you guys. All right. Okay, so first of all, we're going to look at that cheese. Tell me, what do you see about that cheese, Riley? It's softer. Nope, that would be your sense of feeling, right? Sense of touch. What does it look like? It's like cheese. What color is it? White? It's white. I know, you were struggling for that word. I know. Okay, so we've observed a little bit about this cheese from taking a look at it. Okay, what does it feel like and smell? Squeeze it while you take a little smell of it. Your hands are clean, so we're going to take a bite right out of this cheese. What does it feel like, Gage? The back is a little bit hard. Why do you think that might be? Maybe in the packaging, yeah? Yeah? Does it feel like the other two cheeses? A little more squishy, yeah? Okay. All right, Riley, can you smell yours and tell me, what do you smell? It still smells like cheese? Well, that's a good observation because it is cheese. All right, so now our last step, remember we're going to use 2 senses at once. Are you ready to listen as you chew it and taste it, right? Okay, go for it. You guys ate this differently, I'm seeing. Gage, you really got to like string the cheese out, don't you, with string cheese? It's a process. Yeah. Okay, so tell me, what did you hear? Anything? It wasn't squeakier? I always think string cheese is a little squeakier when you bite into it. No, it wasn't squeaky, huh? How did it taste? Did it taste different than the other ones? It tasted a little more like that first one? How about yours, Riley? How did it taste? It's a little softer. You like it? Okay, well, you know what? I think you can go ahead and eat the whole thing while we wrap up here because we got to get things wrapped up to keep things on time. But first of all, I wanted to share with you just a little bit about cheese. Cheese has just 4 ingredients in it. And cheese is made around the world, but those 4 ingredients are milk, salt, a starter culture, and an enzyme called rennet. Cheesemakers around the world have taken those ingredients and made all kinds of different cheeses. And 1/3, can you believe it, 1/3 of milk in the United States is processed into cheese. So what do you think is the most popular cheese recipe in the United States? What do you think it might be? Cheddar? Don't think about a cheese, think about a recipe that cheese goes into. Mac and cheese, awesome, good job. All right, so that wraps up our time of cheese taste testing, and we are going to turn it back over to Alex, I think, to wrap up the program. Okay. Yep, if you want to eat some more of it, you may.
Individual one. Welcome back to the Farm Science Lab. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time with us. And we wanted to start off, or to cap off our time together, talking a little bit about Michigan food. If you're anything like me, as a mom in the grocery store, things can be super confusing. Like there's so many labels, there's so many ingredients, and it's always just stressful. Like, how am I making the right choice for my family? If you have those questions or just others about where your food comes from, I'm excited to share with you the Michigan Grown, Michigan Great website. So this website is awesome because not only can you check out some great farmer stories, you get to check out some food stories too. So, you know, if you navigate to Michigan Grown, you can see all of the awesome foods that are grown right here in Michigan, learn more about each of them, meet some farmers that are farming and producing each of these things, you know, in tons of communities across our state. So there's lots of great facts and facts there, but also there's some fantastic Michigan recipes. So if you are getting sick of the same old in quarantine and looking for something different, especially as we come into spring and summer with so many fresh vegetables and fruits here in Michigan, check out these recipes and use more Michigan food in your cooking at home. There's also a blog and podcast, so you don't have to take my word for it. Come and learn from actual farmers. And that's my biggest piece of advice. If you have questions about Michigan food, just ask a farmer. And if you don't know one, come and connect with one on Michigan Grown, Michigan Great from the comfort of your own home. Farmers really care about you, and they want to tell you more about the animals, the plants, and the products that they make for you every day. So with that, I just want to say cheers to you. Happy Milk Day. And with that, we're going to head back to Melinda and catch up with the feed truck. Have a great World Milk Day, guys.